Ground with Sylvanas? Do you think there is a chance tonight?
I mean, no, but that would be cool.
Are you betting? I'm betting my 40 cents on that one.
We saw Sylvanas, I think, twice this season.
Once from Blossom, and I don't know about the other one.
Yeah, it didn't go so well. It
was
went
terrible.
well in the early game, but then it was bad afterwards.
After level 4, no.
So Miracle banned Blaze and they banned Uther. We talked about how we thought a Malfurion ban adjustment would be much better. That does give potentially the ETC Blaze combo away. But if you take Blaze, they leave Blaze open, it works out. It's going to be Hanzo, so Blaze is available. And that means I think we're going to another first pick Blaze here. Genji ban, so...
Was Blaze lock-in? Game 2? I think it's also a good idea to bring Malfurion in your own hand, which KSV Black has been really putting that on top.
There he is. No shocker. Last time this happened, it was Hanzo Malfurion. This time Hanzo's banned, but it will be Garrosh Malfurion. Reminds me of Game 1.
See, picking Garrosh is actually so beneficial for the team. You actually save your second ban card also. If you pick ETC, then you kind of have to use the Garrosh ban card right after, unless the other team takes it. So Miracle right now is thinking, do we really want to pair up with the ETC when they have two great counters against the Power Slide and the Jet Propulsion already?
It's a good point. It's actually a really good point. I like the Garrosh pick more that you put it that way. It's obviously a strong pick in all scenarios, but now that you think about it that way, it's like the ETC pick almost feels foolish here. It's strong on paper, but this is not a strong map for ETC. It's not a strong map for Stage Dive either. I mean, it can work, obviously, but...
But after watching Game 1 Stage Dive, I don't think it's gonna be... But still!
I go for it.
They're keeping the same duty on the Tracer and ETC again.
They make the adjustment this time. Last time it was Stukov Tracer. They make the adjustment to get ETC. Last time ETC was taken away from them right afterwards in the same rotation. It could still be looking for Stukov, which is why KSV Black is going to highlight this here. Such a fantastic follow-up to all this, and Tracer does tons of damage. Even without Pulse Bomb, obviously she can do a lot. She has unlimited resources at her disposal. She has no mana. She just sit in the lane, firing bullets at those who get stunned. Always going to be an opportunity. Pulse Bomb just is the cherry on top to get those actual kills. There's not really another solid option here in terms of bans against Miracle. The only other comfort pick here was the Malfurion for Jaehyun, which is taken away every single game. This will be the third game Malfurion for KSV Black.
So with that Stukov ban, I think Rehgar is most likely, unless... Oh, Uther is still available.
Yeah, Uther's still quite strong.
Which pairs up well enough with Tracer and also ETC.
Absolutely. And Blaze can somewhat mitigate the fact that Uther only has solo heals because his bunker can make it so everyone's kind of safe in the bunker during moments where the heal's on cooldown.
Also, you get that armor after the bunker too,
yeah.
So that's going to be a lot more helpful for the entire teammates. That's a Miracle banning here. You don't really...
I think Greymane.
Yeah, that's always a DPS ban that you go for. But are we missing something here other than the Greymane?
It was Garrosh last game, but that was already picked. Or you know, in this particular case, so I think Greymane's the safest ban. Zeratul, that's... Given the scenario in this game, I know we've seen a lot of Zeratul bans, and I don't fully understand them yet because we haven't seen any really successful Zeratul play.
I thought Miracle was about to bring something like Zeratul or Stealth along with the Tracer, as we had that previously, and it was against Valera once.
I just think that now we're just going to play Greymane again, and we're going to have almost the exact same comp as we had last game.
You just
change. They
change.
can pick Greymane, Falstad if they want to. Like, you can really do whatever they want with the Greymane. Grab Tyrael, have Kyocha play that again, and say, like, okay, we're safe. Old school style.
Yep, and then bring a Li Ming from Reset, which is a great counter against CTC. also somewhat okay. Against Blaze, of course, a tough time against Tracer, who's going to be looking for that kill from the side onto Liming all the time.
A lot of thought going into this one. Artanis!
Okay, Kyocha coming back on Artanis.
Liming could very likely be played by Reset. Sake going to be playing the Malfurion, I imagine, in this particular case. So for Miracle, you know, you have potential to get in there and kill Liming with the Tracer. Is there anything else that makes that easier? Zeratul would have been, as you were mentioning, an opportunity to get that kill secured.
It would have been a lot easier because Liming was... There was very high chance that KSV Black was going for that Liming on this map, of course. But without that Zeratul, it'll be a little bit tougher for Tracer, so I think they need something else here.
I think
maybe just a Tychus with
Tychus
grenade
is the
for the
safest.
kill.
Falstad is okay.
Also great against Garrosh to ignore all the armor.
Falstad can get Marksman and Giant Killer and do a number on these tanky heroes, but it's going to be Hammer.
Sergeant Hammer, so this is... We're going
Okay,
back to
the
the
Blossom
old...
draft, I guess.
The old Miracle favorites, too.
Yeah. There's actually Gluck yesterday, not Blossom, who did this. Well, this is a very
Stimdrum Sergeant
risky,
Hammer or Tracer.
Well, Hammer, but like the problem with this is you've now put yourself against Kyocha's Artanis and Garrosh. Like, in theory, against many different comps, or if the team names or plates are swapped and you feel like you're the better mechanical team and you're always going to be in perfect position, you're always going to be able to outplay them and get into position to make the Hammer get value. I like the idea, but against KSV Black, against Artanis too, an unusual hero who can just swap over terrain, for example.
So we're looking for a richest hero here, but it's hard to get in and dive onto Morales now. The Haka, maybe?
Can just be Greymane also. Yeah, there you go. And I think this is going to be rich on Greymane again. So, theoretically, though, this could be the first game we have Sake and Liming, Greymane being played by Reset, or vice versa, with Artanis being played by Rich. That's also a possibility.
But oftentimes it was Kyocha playing Artanis whenever they KSV Black had Artanis here. So I think we're going to see that swap again, once again. I
think that Miracle, this could be Miracle's worst game of the series. This could be further one-sided than Infernal Shrines was. This draft is very risky. KSV Black has all the answers. Swaps, burst damage with Liming Greymane, race potential. They also have Artanis too for race potential. So much that they can do with swaps, roots, Garrosh. Like, how many times are they ever going to get into position with Kyocha's Artanis as expected? How many times are they ever going to get into position with the Morales?
I'm thinking
and the tank, like, how many times is that even going to happen? Is that even possible?
I'm thinking of maybe some crazy things happening, but I don't see anything crazy. Launch pit stage dive, not really too effective against what we have here. Liming, big counter. Sergeant Hammer, a BFG for the burst damage, maybe, but
you're really grasping at straws at that point. I think it probably will be BFG.
With the pulse bomb, I think that's very likely also, but still that may not be enough against what we have onto the other side.
Well, let's see how it pans out. I don't have high hopes for this draft for Miracle against the draft of KSV Black, which is completely standard and normal, with the exception of Artanis, I guess. It was a strong pick for this squad.
Kind of like...
Artanis is even strong against this, so yeah.
Kind of like what we had... Oh, that's...
Great start here from KSV Black. Trying to break this wall down with Morales. Gunza may yet live.
From all the healing from Jaehyun, barely enough.
Tist missed that stun as well. So, still obviously pretty good for Black, using a lot of that energy from Morales and, you know, basically showing that it's possible to, while down in numbers 3v2.
It's
can
supposed
win,
to be
or
a
3v2v4.
huge win for Miracle with the Siege comp, but Black, because they have Grey main and so much more damage pushing in, they're winning this race actually. Miracle has to go back now.
Yeah. Like, they're winning the race because of the drop as well. Like, it's a 4v2 versus a 3v1.
They already lost their identity into a minute 30 game here.
I mean, it's just because of the comp that Black has. Like, they can do this. This is a comp that's so good at doing this.
They are going to go forever. H82 cannot really do a thing.
I mean, they're going to have to stop now.
I think they can still continue. With the rotation coming down.
But, like, the problem here is that Miracle did no damage to the fort because of that grab earlier. And Garrosh has already proven now twice today that outnumbered because of his ability to toss heroes over the wall. He's just so good at countering this type of play. He beat the Zarya play this way, and now he's beating the, well, it was really a lane swap situation, but yeah, now he's beating the 2v4 with Morales Infinity Sustain with Sergeant Hammer with the same principle, because Gunza got greedy. 2 ETCs today getting greedy in this situation. Gunza survives, but after no kills, Black is pushing ahead massively with a comp that is not designed to do this, but can do this in theory against the comp that was designed to snowball, as you were saying. I think that's what you meant by saying the identity is lost. It feels like, you know, the drafts are swapped in terms of where we are in this game. And now the keep wall is under fire.
Now this may work a little bit better with just Sergeant Hammer, with 4-man defending now of Miracle.
Yeah, Li Ming's coming up, nobody else. Even if they get the fort though, which I don't think they will, it's not an ideal situation. Nice dodge here, Judy. Because the keep wall is now damaged, the Immortal fight is going to be very difficult for Miracle against the comp Black, as we were talking about. They struggled in lane. Can they get one setup this game where Sergeant Hammer is doing a lot on the Immortals where I can say, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm waiting for that moment.
Black got massive lead in the damage as they had better initial positioning onto this Immortal, and they have the poke, so they can be outranged from that siege mode and still do damage onto that Immortal.
This was an old strategy, like you were saying when you said old school. Like, this was the go-to in Hero League on the Korean server when this map was released. Everyone was playing Hammer. They're going to use Hammer defensively here, trunk out as much damage as possible. Here comes the flank, though, from Tist. Rich does get stunned here. He's actually not able to do a whole lot of damage. He goes down, and a lot of extra damage coming through here now on the side of Miracle. It's a double kill, and Judy's just happily chucking away here. This is a haphazard engage on the side of KSV Black. Tist was in good position, but Rich went too deep and ate all that damage. So now Miracle controls this phase for now. Obviously, short respawn timers coming through, so they're coming back, and they will almost certainly, KSV Black will almost certainly still win the Immortal.
Judy's the bait from Miracle. They're keeping Judy right under the Immortal, just in case the Immortal helps the spins or the stun, and actually help them burst here. We hold on as Rich is going in for the burst.
Ooh, they barely win it. 596.
KSV wins the first one, but that was very close, of course.
Can they get some picks here, though? Stun coming up onto HG2. He just barely gets that slide out.
Morales putting maximum healing onto Sergeant Hammer. And they also have CCs, so just in case Rich comes into Morales, they have ETC and Blaze to defend.
A lot of siege on both sides here. Judy can help defend with this hammer. He does get stunned by the Immortal there after the Earthbreaker, or Groundbreaker. And we're going to have the push continue here. Li Ming's just doing so much. Actually, instead of working on the structures, now just trying to poke the back line here. Judy in a good siege spot. Realistically, now twice been able to be in spots where the hammer gets value. This is one of those times. Swap though, max range!
Onto Judy, even the Immortal does not hit, but
reset.
CC.
Reset, gets a second reset here, and it's just going to use that ability cooldown to get the wall dead.
That was almost too easy of a swap from Kyocha, just straight in.
And right before the words come out of my mouth that the position is good for Hammer, and Hammer is able to get value, he stays unsieged for just a few extra seconds. Swap comes through at max range, and that's how they get you, man, with this comp. 2 heroes dead on the side of Miracle.
The only thing that Sergeant Hammer has to be careful of was that swap. And he gets swapped once, and basically most of their damage is removed. They do have Tracer, but their siege potential, how they can fight in the stationary place, has been lost. 2 levels apart, because not just because of that, but they were able to push a little more into it.
Looks like Miracle just wants to try to force a fight before 10. Somehow they're hell-bent on doing something crazy here. They see Rich super far away in the top lane, so that's where they're going to make their move. Rich is coming back though, and they don't have the damage to clear this fast enough. I think this is actually a bad idea.
Artan is still pretty far away, I think.
10's almost ready.
They're waiting for that 10 moment, with Artanis soaking from the bot.
Okay. Are they going to commit with 10? Swap. Oh my god, the angle on that one. Judy's going to get away with with Morales' help. Here's the silence though with 10, and Blaze is down. Our other's going to get away. The grenade's going to help here. Jaehyun helps them get out of there. Rich pushed this wave super hard. It's going to force Sniper to come up. 10 seconds before the Immortals are ready. It looks like KSV wants more. They can actually swap Judy over the wall if they get vision. Just going to steal this camp here.
Sniper is the target. Recalls just in time.
Very close call. So camp stolen. They still have that 10 advantage, even though they used the heroics early. They're going to have them off cooldown and available again before Miracle has 10. Not to mention the 2-level scaling advantage. Okay, H82 leading the charge here, trying to find a way to get a multi-stun to set up a team fight win, but it's just so unlikely. Gocha, meanwhile, doing so much. Oh, okay, there's another root follow-up. We're just seeing such good roots tonight from Sake. Resets for reset. Pulse Bomb totally whiffs here. Gocha's on the chase. Can he swap a Tracer again? Can he do it? Does he need to? Is the bigger question, perhaps. There we go. Rotates in. Morales is dead. Tracer's down. This is probably game. I think this was a pipe dream to make this Sergeant Hammer Morales comp work against the draft of MVP Black. They took a risk, and sometimes risk paid off. This is not one of those times.
They were not even close to level 10, but they had to risk it because they were losing. They were supposed to win the first beginning of the game, and then late game they will lose that strength, but still, they were supposed to lead with that kind of comp, but they took Raymond, they took Leeming with Artanis even. So they were winning that push big time from the beginning of the game. I think their distribution of resources, how they had Blaze only at the bottom, really hurt them big time from the beginning. And KSV Black is winning.
Just having a better understanding of the matchups for who can push faster. Artanis is an incredible pusher. More than Hammer. Hammer can push quickly and has a high attack speed, and she's very good at doing all that siege damage, tops the charts, because she can do it at range safely. And that's why she's so strong, because you can do it. You can push a lane safely.
Miracle's not even coming back. This is going to be game.
Yeah. But Hammer could push...
coming back for 10?
Hammer could push safely, like I was saying, but, you know, in the situation like we had earlier, there was enough to slow the Hammer down. Artanis does more.
So much shield, only 9 minutes in, but still.
Yeah, they come home, they have 10. Can this be the fight?
The perfect mosh pit with perfect BFG and everything into one team fight here.
Okay, swap here
nice
with the cleanse, so
nice.
Gocha goes into the danger zone.
Onto Siege Tank. Nice bunker for the defensive move here. As
Pulse Bomb's going to kill Gocha, but I don't know if it's going to matter. H82's dead. There's the burst coming through from Hammer. It's not enough. Silence means Tracer can't blink. Resets for reset, as we always say, and KSV Black is going to take the series 3-0 here. Not even, honestly.